Aloha, beautiful souls! Today is another Soul Food Sunday, and I am so happy to be here with all of you. Medicine for our soul, right? So today I wanted to talk to you about something very important, and that is letting people choose where they want to fit into our lives. You know, so often we meet somebody, we experience someone, and we're like, you fit right here. And the challenge with that is that we are all experiencing life in a very unique perspective way, right? No two people have the same experience in life. Even twins, even identical twins, experience life uniquely. So oftentimes when we meet people and we are expectation, them to fit into this little slot in our lives, that's not the slot that they're choosing. And you can notice it very clearly by their behavior, right? And this causes a lot of frustration in relationships because we're like, this is your spot. Why aren't you showing up and behaving the way that this spot is assigned and required to show up in my life? So then that leads us to, how do we deal with it? And to answer that, I want to ask a question. What if we were to simply show up as we are, in the most unconditionally loving way that we can, just as ourselves, and we experience meeting other people, and we let them experience who we are authentically, and then we let them choose what slot they have in our life based on their behavior. Because I guarantee you, if you step back and you let someone behave towards you how they really want to behave towards you, you're going to learn a lot. And sometimes it's wonderful and it's amazing and it's a beautiful surprise. And other times, not so much, right? We all need to be loved, supported, cherished, desired by the people in our lives, right? And if we are assigning people into our life, having hard conversations with people in our lives, you belong here, start behaving like it. That's a forcing. You don't have to force somebody who really wants to show up in your life. You don't. They will show up. And how beautiful to be able to sit back and observe and watch how they desire to show up in your life, and to assign them that spot based on what they truly desire. And if you build your entire circle of people this way, you will find that you are honored and loved on a level you never thought you could be, right? Because all of the relationships and the interactions that you have are based on this beautiful interchange of free-flowing, loving energy without expectation, attachment, forcing, clearing conversations, XYZ. You just allow somebody to exist in your life as beautifully as they possibly can. And there's another part of this that can be sometimes hard for people who are in growth states, right? And there's been a lot of growing lately. Am I right? There's been a lot of people changing and becoming new versions of themselves. And what happens when we become a new version of ourselves? Our vibration changes. How we stand changes. How we show up changes. How we talk changes. And so often, when we have a massive growing of self, the people who were in these assigned spots in our life, they all of a sudden pull back. And they're like, I'm not so sure, they won't say it outright, but there will be a clear misalignment of energy and intention in the way they show up in your life now that you are a changed person versus before. What's happening? Well, you've grown yourself. Your vibration has changed. And maybe theirs hasn't. Maybe they have this to change before they can show up in your life in that way again. Right? It's a mismatch of energy. And what happens is, because there is that mismatch of energy, now they're resisting that place that they were previously in your life. And so one of the best things that you can do is simply let it be. Let them choose a new place in your life. And find new people that will choose that place that they were in. Don't react to it. Just let it be. And I say this from experience. I have had so many people in my life as I've grown and as I've changed. And I've been on both sides of this coin, just to be fair. As I've grown and as I've changed, they've felt a mismatch of energy and they've resisted and pulled back. And I've sort of just let them be. And sure enough, 2 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, they come back into my life. And because I didn't resist where they were at, I didn't have accountability conversations. I just let them be. Because I let them be, I didn't burn the bridge. And so when they were ready, they crossed the bridge and came back to me, right? And I've been on the other side of this. I've had other people grow in my life in massive ways. And I was like, whoa. And I felt no longer aligned with them, and I wasn't sure why. And then 5 years down the road, I felt aligned with them again, and I crossed the bridge to come back into their lives. And so there's this beautiful flow of relationships that happen if we let it. If we just let it, if we sit back and we observe and we allow others to be. I hope this has been so beautiful and so loving for you, and you completely deserve to be truly seen, held, supported, and loved for who you are right here, right now. Beautiful blessings to all of you. Aloha.